So we'll see if that works here. We'll see if we have a new South American champion or if we see the return of Fiend.
I'm going to be so bold.
Ooh?
As to say DB's going to win it.
Is that what the B means in DB?
How'd you know? I haven't told anybody that. That's a good guess. You nailed it. I think this cannon is going to do some work on the Fiend. I see that low defense on Thatch. I see those neutral lights on the edge from DB's cannon. I see that being very scary to deal with. And of course, if the Onyx doesn't work, he has that Bren. Oh, look at this.
No.
Oh my gosh. I feel like Patrick walking around showing SpongeBob to people. Look at this. Look at this! DB is incredible right now.
Oh, did you see it? Yeah, it's definitely a glizzy on that grill, dude. It's definitely a glizzy.
It's not a glizzy.
Look, it's just blue. It's hard to tell. If it was the normal skin, I guarantee you'd be able to tell. You don't see blue glizzies.
I need a blue glizzy. I need at least one blue glizzy.
Talk to my boy Crave Dog and see if he shoots one. Anyway, we got DB. DB with the cannon on the side. Look at that right there.
Almost had that perfect setup off of the weapon toss, bouncing Fiend into the neutral light. He was just a little bit back too far. They're both in the red, fighting for who's going to get the first KO. It might be Fiend, but these neutral lights still struggling against all of this defense that Onyx has. That's going to be an easy punish. Those neutral SIGs have not been doing the most for DB.
Well, right now, Fiend trying to make his way back to the stage. He is playing a very fragile character in the Thatch. Of course, he's one of the few 3 defense characters and going up against Onyx as a heavy-hitting character with those cannon attacks, those high variable force moves. So this is something that, he's got to be able to deal with. Now, he basically goes just under even against the defense from Onyx as well, but I think we do see something actually very... Ooh, that was not good for Fiend right there, taking the fall, going a little bit too far into the map and not able to get back, timing that a little bit too spread out on that recovery. That's going to cost him, I think, an unnecessary stock, honestly.
Oh, it's definitely an unnecessary stock for him. Neutral light coming out from DB, side light coming out. Both of them struggling to find a hit. Down air as DB in the orange. Fiend's in the yellow. DB almost a full stock ahead. Is that a hot dog? That might be. I'm gonna feel like a real idiot if it's a hot dog.
Dude, I think it's like hot dog links. Like it's 2 of them. Maybe. Like the double glizzy. I think it might be a double glizzy. But we'll see.
I'm gonna have to look it up after this.
Wait, does Baron know?
I don't know. He's really smart. That's what everybody says is how smart Baron is. Except he lost that trivia.
Oh my god. Anyway, we got Fiend trying to get the blasters reads, taking DB off the top. We got DB. Oh, there's a recovery right off the top. And that unnecessary stock on the left side a little earlier cost Fiend too much, because that's going to lead into DB able to take that stock off the top of the recovery. That variable force being phenomenal for finding those kill options. And now going into game number 2, DB 1 up in the set already. Having that advantage is going to give him so much room to maneuver now. He does have 5 more games to win if he wants to become the champion, though. Coming from that loser side, he has to get that reset first.
If I see that low defense on Thatch, man, even 4 in the defense stance, I am so scared of the damage buildup on Cannon. It's so quick. It's so scary. You add in the amazing signatures that Onyx has. You're seeing these early knockouts. You were seeing that gauntlet recovery at the end of last game. If he had maybe 5, 6, or higher defense, I think he's surviving that.
Honestly, I think he does. Onyx is one of those extremely tanky characters, and I would actually wonder. No, he is going to be sticking with the movement speed stance, which I think is probably the most beneficial when you're playing Onyx. Gives you that extra movement back to the stage. Dex really isn't going to do too much for you, I believe. I don't remember the charts exactly for Cannon. I don't remember if it makes too big of a difference. I don't think it does at that level for gauntlets, but maybe someone else could correct me. Fiend, though, I didn't see which stance he had, but either way...
He's defense. Going from
he is
3 to 4.
defense? Okay. I was about to say anything else, and you're just, like, way overconfident. Because playing a 3 defense character, you just have to go for the defense stance.
Oh, man. That damage buildup is so fast. Oh, and the ground pound. That's going to kill him in orange. And that's not even, like, just a Brawlhaven thing. Holy cow, what an early knockout. There's the D-Light Dare. Fiend's already in yellow.
Uh-oh. Down air's coming out from DB. Oh, no, and he didn't get the wall touch there. That's going to stall him out from getting back to stage. Double side air coming back to stage. But did he touch the ground at any point?
No,
before he did those side airs?
He ended up going a little bit too far. He overestimated what he still had in his in-air movement. And even so, like the side air that hit Fiend in the orange sent him off screen from cannon.
Oh, Fiend looking for a gym kill. That's going to be it. That's going to be it. Oh, my God.
Did he just?
He just.
Weapon spawn coming in. Fiend with a very solid lead. DB, low defense, man. Brawlhaven, low defense, man. Hitting that recovery, I think he turned red right on that, and he was just absolutely done here.
Look, double-edged sword. Like, you get those early kills yourself, but you also got to be extremely aware, especially playing the Thatch. Thatch, I love Thatch. Every single time I see it played, and Fiend pulls it out, like, all the time for the tournaments. But you always got to be careful, too, like, especially on these smaller maps. You die so quickly, especially to big hits.
Now keep in mind, DB coming from loser side of the bracket. He's got to win this best of 5 and then another best of 5. Meanwhile, Fiend only has to win 1 best of 5. That's the blessing that he gets for coming into this from the winner's bracket. That's his reward.
Oh no! Ground pound and a
beautiful.
Weapon. No, DB wins a second one in a row.
Insane weapon toss there. And you're seeing those low damage numbers being reflected in orange stocks being taken by every player.
Really efficient kills for DB as well. Now that's 432, almost like the average, the par for what you want to aim at, which is trying to find KOs at around 150 when people hit that red KO range, that danger zone. On the other side, we saw, now it's less of an indicator, but 372, I believe, from Fiend. He is going to be swapping over to the Nash, so this is going to be the strength stance too, so he is going to be tying that damage difference between his strength stance and DB's defense. So both 8 strength and 8 defense is going to put it at about a 1-to-1 ratio in terms of how much damage Fiend is going to be getting from the base damage.
Oh, the double T-line. He's able to open up so early with it. Already has DB in the orange. Gonna have a very hard-hitting legend here.
So Fiend is actually no stranger to this pick either. I think he's one of the other players who actually does play Nash in this region semi-regularly. The neutral sig coming out, that's not going to be a KO. That's the defense coming in from Onyx. Just hands down. That's where that usefulness comes in.
And Nash is like in current patch. Nash is kind of people pog. Like Remy was pulling him out. You saw that down air knocking out off the top. Fiend has next to, well, not next to no damage, about 50-60 damage on this stock, but he's still in yellow. Not even worried at this point. D-Light Dare. Oh, DB! Able to convert one bad dodge.
That hit
into
real
so
vertical
much
too.
Damage.
Oh, recovery going to be dodged through, but Fiend did get that wall touch. He is going to be able to find his way back. Neutral air coming down. That's going to be DB looking for the slide kick, maybe? No, the neutral air jump read option there. The neutral light coming out from Fiend and a little bit more damage. Is he going to stuff this out? He is! The ground pound coming out. Amazing plays from Fiend as well. And he's going to be juggling. He's going to be swapping over to this hammer. Give him a few more high damage options, maybe. Not in time to actually do anything, but look, he's up an entire stock. Does it really matter?
He's got a lot of room to play with. Neutral light coming out. Side light doesn't find connection, but a D-Light ground pound, and then a neutral air on 4 unarmed hits before he picks up a spear. Ends up clashing out just a little bit. Damage is definitely in his favor. Stocks definitely in his favor. Momentum, even though he's lost 2 games, are in his favor.
Fiend with the gravity cancel neutral sig almost finds the K off on the top. DB getting pushed onto his last stock right now, but if DB does find victory right now, this is going to force the reset 3 and out, so he does have a lot on the line for him right now. If he finds these 3 KOs, this is the most efficient that he can run this set. There's the KO on the side. He's 1 stock left on Fiend. He has that reset in his sights, but he has a whole stock left from Fiend to get through. He has the cannon there. So the options, goes to the gravity cancel side. Light, try to get more damage, waits for the patient option. Very nice options here coming out from DB, but he is in the red. Very little left on this stock. Ooh, so
right,
close.
This is now starting to be reasonably doable. Really doable for DB. He doesn't have... All right, DB, what are you doing?
DB, oh my gosh,
that was close. He's done. Oh my gosh. That was so close. There's a weapon spawn on the field. Now, I would have gone over and gone for that weapon spawn after Fiend did the ground pound that missed. But DB's built different. I was going to say I anticipated a Bryn swap, but he's not swapping over to the Bryn. He's going in with the Onyx. Last game was very close at moments. If he spent a little bit more time on that final stock with a cannon in his hand rather than unarmed, like if he had that as an option, I think the last game could have gone his way for sure.
Oh, for sure. Like, there's no doubt in my mind. He was pulling that back extremely efficiently. And that victory, I would have had no words, like I already do. But anyway, we have game number 4 coming up right now. It is Fiend versus DB right now. Fiend in the winner's side position. He is trying to just close this tournament off, and everyone in the chat is rooting against them because they want more time on their esports rewards. So, I mean, once the reset hits, then all bets are off the table. Then it's just like whatever gets people to game number 5. But either way, we have Fiend right now looking for the weapon pickup. It is going to be the hammer to start things off. Neutral air coming out. That's going to be big damage response. That's another one. The down sig.
You'd be looking a little bit on the back foot here. Now he's finding some momentum in his favor. We'll see if that victory from Fiend last game is going to interrupt him on his path to victory. Already up 2 games. Weapon toss into the unarmed recovery. That's going to get him orange. DB's orange as well. Tries to get the read with the ground pound. Isn't able to pick the weapon back up. The right side of the ground pound from Fiend hitting DB. Bouncing him off the wall. They're even so far. And Fiend's on a much tankier legend here, so that recovery's not going to knock out. He's also on a very strong legend, so a stomp side air from this hammer is going to be the knockout, and Fiend grabs for a strike.
He even holds down the taunt, too. And charge up uppercut from DB as well, and there's a little bit more damage coming out from Fiend, not even going after that weapon spawn just yet. Finds the hammer pickup, though, from the cape. Well, no, not the cape, the cannon. What am I saying? The cannon pickup from the downlight into the neutral air, KO onto Fiend. And the cape coming out, of course, in response. A little friendly taunt between 2 South American legends right now. DB making an insane run, trying to force this reset. Insane cannon damage. There's the ground pound. Weapon throw. Another one coming out. Not going to find a weapon throw. Losing that weapon is going to cost him a little bit, especially if he can't get a good positioning on the map. And there's a punish. Nice patience from DB.
Neutral signature again. He's interrupting that down signature. He's done that multiple times. Once on gauntlets, now on cannon as well. Yo, that was a beautiful dare! And the ground pound, and he finishes that stock. DB with a huge lead after that phenomenal edge guard. He just like Perka pivoted that cannon there. You don't see that a lot.
You really don't. That's an old tech there that I remember from like 2017. DB taking him off. Oh my god! He does it! He gets the reset! DB taking him off! I didn't think he was actually going to be able to get that KO off onto the side. Normally, we see the dodge through, then the recovery back to stage, but finding those read options, getting that through to Fiend, that he is not the king here right now. It is DB, and DB finding that reset, pushing all the way through from that lower side of the bracket into the grand finals. Then 3-1 in the set in order to force this reset. We're going to get a reset. Everyone's hype right now. Woo! Let's go. Everyone's ready to get their cape taunts in the chat. Just a little bit longer.
I don't think I can finish mine no matter what.
Well, it's always next weekend.
Yeah, but I wanted to finish it this week, and I saw Toast finish his.
Yeah,
I like to of the, like, for my first block, I ended up, like, pausing the stream. Because I didn't want to worry about bandwidth issues, but, like, I don't care about that anymore because I want my cape.
True. True. We'll see how many people get that cape taunt. I'm sure we'll see it on Twitter later after the tournament. But right now, we have the reset on the grand final bracket. Banning out the maps. We're waiting for the bans.
Yeah, jeez, they've gone like 30 seconds into this ban phase.
Yeah, 15 seconds left in the ban phase. Where do you think we're gonna go?
I don't think we should go to Brawlhaven. We might go to Brawlhaven. What a ban phase. Just Apocalypse, not get me out of here.
All right, that was funny. Just one ban, just 1 second left on the clock. Anyway, we got the bans here: Apocalypse, Mammoth, Brawlhaven, Crystal, and Demon. Where do you think we're going?
Oh man, I'm gonna say the Dome.
You think so? We think we're going to the Dome? Honestly, I agree. Oh,
we're not going to the Dome. We're going to Enigma.
This was Enigma because neither one of us expected that.
This was the map that who did DB body on this map? Was it Lopez? I think it must have been Lopez.
I think so.
Right?
I think so.
Yeah, it was Lopez that he just absolutely deleted. It was like a 1.5 minute long game.
Well, we're gonna see if he does the same thing to Fiend right here. It was with Onyx. It wasn't with Bryn, so maybe we'll see it. But Fiend is a different kind of beast here. The F in Fiend, it stands for Fiend. There's no question about it. So he's gonna be a Fiend. He's not gonna be taken out so easily. Of course, then again, Lopez almost did win that set too, so. Either way, Fiend and DB, game number 1 in the grand final reset. Getting started right now. Damage is pretty even between the two. Spear startups between Fiend getting that double, and then recovery off the top that found the KO. Wow.
I can't believe he was able to get that. Like, DB just turned red. Recovery on Spear is not the beefiest move in the world.
This is a much lower ceiling, though, especially if you're coming off of a platform over a much higher position, especially compared to, like, Shipwreck Falls, compared to Crystal Temple, Demon Island. Those have incredibly high ceilings. This one, like you see, very, very close, especially compared to that top platform on the Tri-Plat. Being able to catch people high up, this leads to very, very early vertical kills, and this actually leads a little bit in Fiend's favor. He doesn't have a sword, he doesn't have blasters, so he's not going to find any of those early KOs like we've seen him do in a lot of previous tournaments. But we will see a lot of those vertical KOs a lot earlier than normal, just in general because of the nature of the map. Very nice movement from Fiend to find that KO. Not even necessary to have that weapon throw. And by the way, a little bit of confirmation here, the Cape Taunts are coming out in solidarity with Foda for putting on such an amazing idea with the esports rewards and the Cape Taunt and everything. So this is all just a shout out to him. Shout out to the big guy. He's always awesome. Anyway, that's going to be the KO on to Fiend on the top. And DB's definitely going to need it because he is down right now by quite a bit.
He's super far behind. He did have the weapon advantage, but he came to spawn to the right side. Fiend was able to grab it. Sidelight went for the spot dodge, expecting something immediately out of hit stun from DB. Fiend has DB in the orange. You see him going for these sidelights. DB's in the air. He's going for the D-lights, hoping to convert it into multiple D-lights into the side air. Side air's coming out. Fiend starting to look for these knockout setups.
Looking for that down light, not going to connect it. DB looking for the recovery, potentially looking for the neutral air, actually. And this is going to be Fiend looking for the neutral SIG option, not going to connect that, though the startup a little bit too long. DB able to dodge through. And now DB looking for the reverse gravity cancel down light, not going to be able to find that, but the down SIG is going to equalize those stocks. He is in the red, though, and that is going to be a bad position for Fiend. Or for DB to try and take this game down. Now, it is not impossible for him, of course. The game is not over until that stock hits 0. So as long as he is alive, this game is still possible.
Fiend does have a very scary hammer, though. See him backing up just a little bit. Maybe just going to fish for the Sair. Doesn't even want to try to risk the D-light setup. There's a D-light coming out. Neutral signature. All right, DB's finding damage here.
He's actually finding a lot of the movement as well. Like, his movement is on point. He's able to get a lot of these moves, these dodges in to avoid a lot of the hits, a lot of the big ones especially. He's extremely patient in his movement.
Basically, any other character would have just died on that. Oh! Oh no! That sucks for DB so much! Oh, he almost got that.
That might have been the KO, too. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Is Fiend going to find the KO? Yep, that's going to be recovery off the top, right out of the downlight. I think DB threw out that upward dodge to try to avoid the follow-up on a potential second gravity-canceled downlight. But I think that Fiend knew that he didn't pop a dodge earlier than that, so going for that option was not going to lead him anywhere. Going for that recovery was a perfect read on that situation and taking that game down. Going into game number 2 in the reset, we are going to be seeing a lot of these maps banned out again. Crystal Temple still on the board. We might see a return there.
Interesting that DB's banning out small Brawlhaven. I guess he's not as confident on it now as he was before, leaving Crystal Temple, the Dome, and Demon Island open. I'm going to the Dome. I'm worried about those walls. That's where we're going.
All right, well, it's going to be Miami Dome. We got the awesome background music for you guys to enjoy in just a moment here. We got the ramen sign. Who doesn't love ramen?
I'm starving.
I know I do. I'm really hungry too. I have no idea what I'm going to eat tonight. But either way, Fiend right now looking for that weapon pickup. He is going to be getting the hammer pickup, and this is going to be Aerials coming out, trying to get some good connection on the Fiend. That's going to be the neutral light. DB with that cannon, looking for down air, side air startups. Those tools that allow DB to extend into so much damage.
Sidelight from Fiend finally gets a signature follow-up. He's been fishing for a lot of those. Oh, and that's going to be the stock. Huge lead for Fiend going into this game.
Those reverse neutral, or those reverse down airs on Spear can be so devastating, especially when you hit them so deep off stage like Fiend did. Those almost always lead, like 1 or 2 of those is all you need to lead to KOs most of the time. Oh, good movement. Good read options from DB. Does manage to get back to stage, though. He's not able to find that KO. Fiend with a dash through in order to try to push DB off stage. Not going to be successful in that endeavor, but Fiend with a nice patience on those follow-ups, trying to get those dodge reads.
Side from DB going to send Fiend back towards the stage. Neutral air sending him high off screen. Neutral sig coming out. Not going to find the connection, but a D-Light Nair is all it takes from DB to even up the stocks. He's about 100 damage behind. Weapon spawn comes in. It's a high middle in the stage. Fiend able to grab it, no problem. Stomp Saris. DB in the red. Doesn't have a weapon in his hand to use that Sair to get back to the stage. D-Light ground pound. DB not afraid to go really high when all it would take was a hammer nair, or in this case, a hammer down air, and he's done.
And maybe that's the idea, is going up really high. It's not something that Fiend is going to expect, so trying to read out those lower options and the recoveries back to the stage is exactly what Fiend is expecting, and that allows DB to exploit those opportunities that Fiend is just not ready for. Those high damage options there, reading out those, going for those ground pound follow-ups off of the downlights, phenomenal options, and they paid dividends for him.
Nair, weapon toss up. DB, man, he just can't catch a break. He can't get a weapon spawn. One finally coming in. Neutral sig comes out. Oh,
with a nice side hit. Another one, not going to connect. There's the coach pitch. DB trying to find his way back. He doesn't have enough, and that is going to be Fiend winning game number 2 in the reset. One more, and he is going to be taking it down as the South American low-tier city champion. We will see if that is the case right here, or if DB is able to start bringing this back and push it in towards a game 4.
DB's hoping a swap over to Sidra will be what he needs to deal with this Nash from Fiend. This Fiend swap looking really good for him. We'll see what DB's sword has in store. He does have a level 42 Sidra to Fiend's level 97 Nash. Going in on the defense stance, you're going to take 1 out of Dex, give him a little bit more tankiness, coming in with 7 defense. I always forget how tanky Sidra is.
Yeah, it's actually really surprising that she... I mean, it does lend itself towards a more balanced, like higher than average defense stance. That 6 defense, usually alongside other things. And of course, that comes at the cost of dexterity, but that might not be bad at all, considering that I don't think Cannon is really affected by dexterity too much. But we might see a little bit of a differential right here. DB playing a little bit different of a character. Well, you know, we'll see if the second stock is any better.
Based on some of the previous performances in this set of DB versus Fiend, this is looking like Fiend is going to run away with it.
Fiend is absolutely dominating right now. I don't know if you can tell, but all these recoveries, all these down airs, all these aerial attacks, it's so much damage. One hit being about 16 to 18 damage is huge.
They're now even in damage. Fiend is just a little bit behind, but Fiend is a full stock. That down air going to be a nice start to the edge guard. The down air from Sword is going to finish it up. Almost was able to reach up with his fingertips. Not quite. That's going to be the stock for DB. He's about 1/2 to 2/3 of the way through this stock. Fiend going to come in unarmed. An on-stage ground pound or on soft platform ground pound. Going to open this up. DB, if he can keep Fiend off of the weapon. You saw Fiend almost continued that unarmed pressure, even though there was a spawn on the field. Oh, man, dude, Fiend is fighting back, and DB is answering that hard. They're almost even.
DB can actually really bring this back. He's backed off a little bit. He's not trying to play as aggressively. Playing that opportunistic, passive approach is going to pay off a little bit more for him, I think, but getting caught in that coach pitch is not. That side air from Fiend confirming that KO. One stock left. This is the tournament stock for DB. He has worked all this away to try to get the victory here. Fiend is just taking him to task in this game. First stock absolutely obliterating DB in this. Now going for the recover. Oh! Stocks are even. DB can viably pull this back.
The possibility of a DBW here is very real. He's going to have to be careful with some of these signatures and how hard he chooses to go, and he backs off this time. Doesn't continue to re-engage. Unarmed the hammer. The neutral signature is going to take it. And in the reset, Fiend is your low-tier city 1v1 South American champion.
Pulling it back, getting that victory, the grand final success this time. Not losing in the grand finals. He did take it down. Fiend, the champion of low-tier city for South America, bringing that title back home. And there we go. That is going to do it for today's tournaments and the South American side of things as well. Of course, looking at the bracket before we close out here, Fiend with the grand final first win placement victory. DB in second place, of course.